I got my first aquarium and made every fish tank decorating mistake possible. The year is 2025, and Kathy Smith is sitting in her new apartment with her best friend Julie. They are watching Kathy's fish playing, chasing and eating their dinner. "Your tank turned out fantastic," Julie exclaimed. "Now," says Kathy, "but believe me, you didn't see it during the first couple of months. I made every fish tank decorating mistake possible. I overstuffed the aquarium decor into the tank. I chose the wrong fish tank background and every other beginner aquascaping mistake possible. It's taken me 6 months to learn from all my mistakes and finally get my tank to where it is now." "Really?" said Julie. "What could have possibly gone wrong? It's only aquarium decor." "That's what I thought," said Kathy. "Let me tell you about my fish tank decorating mistakes from hell. I had no idea what I was doing. I just wanted a peaceful fish tank, something I could stare at for hours. I'd seen tanks online with those amazing backgrounds that made them look like underwater jungles or fantasy realms. Turns out, many of them used static cling backgrounds, like the ones from fishtanks.store. So I got a tank, a 60-liter setup, a filter, a heater, a bag of bright blue gravel, a couple of fake plants, and a pirate skull and a big Buddha. It looked okay, but something felt off. And worse, my fish didn't seem happy. I started packing in more: a castle, a fake tree, fake plants, a driftwood piece I found in the backyard. Suddenly it looked like an underwater garage sale. My fish had no room to swim, the filter wasn't working properly, and the tank felt cluttered. A couple of days later, the entire tank was covered in diatom algae. I learned the hard way: less is more. 1 or 2 good-looking pieces, space in the center for swimming. Let the fish be the stars, not the ornaments. Then came the issue of safety. That driftwood? It turned my water brown. The pirate skull, probably leaching God knows what into the water. I didn't know what aquarium safe even meant. Now I do. No metals, no painted surfaces, no backyard junk. Only decor made for tanks. Or better yet, something like a printed background from fishtanks.store. No chemicals, no clutter, and instantly transforms the look of the tank. A theme background leaves plenty of room for the fish to swim, and no need for ornaments. So I removed all the stuff out of the tank, and a day or 2 later I noticed the water was getting cloudy, and my filter was starting to sound like it was struggling. Turns out, the massive Buddha statue, the only ornament I left in there, I'd placed right in front of the intake, and was blocking all the circulation. Oxygen levels were dropping. The fish were gasping near the top. I thought they were going to die. Water needs to move. I bought an air stone and a sponge filter that worked from an air pump. I moved the massive statue away from the filter and started spacing the plants out, choosing a more open design. Problem solved. But then I made another classic mistake. I didn't think about how my fish live. Goldfish don't want tiny holes to squeeze through like in my massive Buddha statue. Betters hate sharp decor. Plecos need caves. Fish need spaces that match their behavior. I had to remove the sharp fake plants, the Buddha statue with holes that my goldfish could get stuck in, and think about who was living in the tank, not just what I wanted it to look like. Thinking back about the tank at one stage there, it looked like a rave. Blue gravel, neon plants, a rainbow castle. I hadn't even considered color theory. Once I swapped in a forest-themed background from fishtanks.store, everything came together. I stuck to earth tones, driftwood brown, green plants, a natural sand base. It calmed the tank and made the fish stand out. Of course, then I went too far the other way. I put a massive shipwreck into my tiny 20-liter tank. It took over the entire thing. Later, I added a tiny treasure chest to my 200-liter tank. It got lost. It turns out, scale matters. Big tanks need big decor, small tanks need small pieces. And if you want depth, layer your tank. Tall stuff in the back, short in the front. At one point, I realized I couldn't even see my fish. I had decorations blocking every angle. I started moving the big stuff to the sides and clearing up the middle. It wasn't just better for viewing, the fish responded to it too, and then came the slime. My ornaments were filthy. I thought the filter handled everything. It doesn't. Decorations build up algae, debris, and bacteria over time. Now, every time I do a water change, I give my Decor a light scrub using old tank water. No soap, ever. Just a soft brush and patience. The bubbles and the sponge filter helped a lot. Eventually, I brought real plants. When I discovered algae stops with plants. And if there's one mistake I kept making, it was rearranging everything. Every week, a new look. My fish were stressed. They hid, stopped eating, swam erratically. Some species build territory, and I kept tearing it down. Now I know. Decorate your tank like a home, not a stage. I've made all the mistakes, and I've learned every one of them the hard way. But the thing that made the biggest difference, honestly, the background. The right one changes everything. It sets the tone, controls the vibe, and makes your fish pop. I found fishtanks.store when I was looking for something simple and clean. Their static cling backgrounds changed the game for me. Over 100 designs, 33 sizes, easy to apply and remove, and they just make tanks look finished. So if you're starting your first tank or redoing your fifth, skip the mistakes I made. Start with something that actually transforms your tank and let the fish shine. Like, subscribe, and comment below with your own worst decorating fail. Trust me, you're not alone. And this was only the beginning of my fish tank journey.